everyone. Let us continue learning C language. In this video, we'll discuss in detail about how a typecasting is being performed. In our previous video, we talked about how data types are being stored and manipulated in terms of computer memory. Here, let us talk about how a value changes from one data type to another data type. For which, let us start with our basic and primary data type conversion, the explicit type conversion. Let us start with a floating point variable, and I'm naming this as f, and I'm going to store a value of 34.67 in it. Okay, so this is a floating value. Okay, let us not have this printf statement, our previous code, and let us clear the command prompt screen. Now I want to convert this floating point variable into an integer variable. So I'm having an integer variable called n, where I'm storing f directly. And I'm going to print the value printf percentage d comma n. I'm printing the value of n in it. Okay. Now let us compile it. There are no error messages, nothing. And when I run this file, you could see the value of 34 only is being printed. Now what has happened here is nothing but the value of 34.67, which is a floating value. When I try storing an integer variable, there happens an explicit type conversion. Okay, there happens a type conversion without anything being said. Now, if I wanted to mention it, this is how we do a type conversion. Before a variable or before any such value, we provide in what form of data do I need it. I want the data in the form of an integer. So I'm saying I want it in terms of integer. So we are explicitly saying that data type over there with the function brackets, open and close bracket, I'm saying it as integer so that the value gets converted. Even now, there is no error, and when it prints 34 in it. And this is the meaning of something called as typecasting. We are changing from one type to another type. Yes, and this typecasting is required in most of the cases, especially in terms of pointers, because when you talk about pointers, there are a lot of different types of pointers we'll use. We'll talk about dangling pointer, void pointer, and null pointer. At that point, type conversion from one type of pointer to another type of pointer is really mandatory. And this is how we perform the type conversions here. Okay. And the earlier problems of converting it is also a pretty good example of it. Now, at this juncture, I would also like to show you another example of why type conversion is really important here. I would like to throw you a question. Let me have an integer variable called n, and let me store a value of 1 in it. Okay. Minus 1 in it. Okay. I'm saying a positive value. Okay. And I'm writing an if statement here, a conditional statement. And in this conditional statement, I'm saying if n is lesser than size of, and mind it, size of is not a function, it is an operator in C language, size of integer. I'm printing printf hello, else printf hi. Okay. Now, what is the output are we expecting here? Okay. Now, by obvious reasons, we know -1 is an integer value, which is lesser than size of int. Okay. Size of int, it might throw 2 or 4, depends upon the compiler. Now, here, right now, we are using a GCC compiler. So the expected answer is 4. Now, 4 is obviously lesser than -1. So the output should be hello. Correct? But let us see. Let me clear the whole screen again. Let me run the file. You could very well see it is not printing hello, rather it is printing hi. It says the condition is false. It says -1 lesser than 4 is false. And how this possibly can happen, right? Now, this is the question that everybody has. How this is possible? Now, to answer this question, what has happened here is literally called as a implicit typecasting, a type conversion. Okay. Now, whenever you want to compare entities, okay, whenever you want to compare two entities, both the entities should be of same format. For example, I cannot compare my 10th standard or 12th standard mark with your college CGPA or whatsoever it is. Yeah, because CGPAs are in terms of grade scale of 10, whereas my school or college percentage will be in grades of grades of 1100 or 2000 or whatever range it could be. I cannot compare two entities of different genres, basically. Could you understand this part? So whenever you want to compare two things, those two should be of same level or same juncture. For example, we can compare the percentages of two different students of same section or same college or same school, whatever it is. I can compare their percentages. I cannot compare my height with your weight. I think this makes clear. So when I want to compare two entities, the entity should be of same juncture. Same thing happens here. Now when I'm comparing n with size of size of operator, okay, n is basically an integer value. When I say int, this is basically signed long int. Am I right here? And when I say size of, okay, size of is basically an operator, okay, and size of basically returns a value. This returns the value in the format of, have a look at this. Now what do you see there is the return type of it. It returns basically an unsigned long integer. So return val type of size of is basically unsigned long integer. So that is the return type of this particular size of operator. Okay. Now these two are not same. I cannot compare signed long integer with unsigned long integer. Okay. Now what happens here is nothing but whenever there is some kind of comparison that has to happen, it gets converted to the highermost size of it. Okay. Signed gets converted into unsigned long integer. Okay. That is, in this place, I'll have unsigned long x. In x, I'll store n. Okay. Now let me print the value of n in it, that is x in it, percentage d, LLD. So that is LLU, unsigned long. The format specifier is LLU. I'm printing the value of x, and I'll go to a new line character. Okay. Now let me compile this and run this up again. You could see it is storing such a huge value because it is unsigned long integer. So it is not storing -1, rather it is storing this number in that place, and that is the reason why this particular value lesser than 4 is completely false. This value is literally greater than 4 because it is such a huge value, and that is the reason why this if condition has become a false statement. So I hope you guys would have understood about how type conversion happens in C language and how important it is. And to give you a few more examples out of it, how a type conversion basically happens, we earlier talked about converting a decimal value and treat that as an ASCII value. And we also talked about how we treat a float value or a double value and store it inside an integer variable. And we also talked about how it is important in terms of these statements, if condition statements. In our next video, we'll discuss a lot in details about how operator or the expression is evaluated in terms of C language. Thank you.